Hey, welcome back. I'm going to do kind of a quick video here tonight with some new things that I got. If you've seen these are some of the engine shrouds by Trails by GrimmSpeed. We're going to check them out and get them installed. I went with the red because I figured if I'm going to put something in the engine bay, I want it to stand out. And I didn't think, they have a green color, but I didn't think against the plasma yellow that was the right mix. And I didn't want to do black because that's just going to blend. So plasma yellow and red, that's what we're going to go with. I think it'll be cool. So far, open them up, pretty pleased. They're very lightweight. See, we have a nice powder coating. Got the Trails by GrimmSpeed decal on them. So yeah, they look pretty nice. I'm impressed. I saw in a group that I'm on that the side shrouds, which are actually what these are, have enough space at the bottom for wire to pass under, which is something that I do. So hopefully that's the case, and that I haven't messed that up. Otherwise I'll have to figure that out as I go. So let's get these put on and see how they turn out. So here's the 4 pieces, pulley cover, the front radiator shroud, and the 2 side shrouds being modeled here by the friendliest of our barn cats. She's typically hanging out with me when I'm working up in this barn on the car, so she says hi. So yeah, I mean they're pretty simple. Definitely lightweight, so I like that. The one thing that struck me right away as I looked at the front radiator shroud is it's not using the little pop punch or whatever the little plastic clip doohickeys are. It's using some of the bolts to attach. I seem to be underneath there quite a bit with lights because of the way I have my lights wired. So we'll see if that becomes a bother or not. Although I don't think I'm changing the lights on the front of the car here anytime soon. But if you haven't seen in other videos, I know I've showed this, but I run all my wiring down through there. So anytime I'm running or working on that, I've got to have that shroud off. So we'll see how that affects things. Okay, so you can see I'm obviously just laying this in here, but what we're lining up with to attach with here are these set of bolts. Here, there's the 2 here, and then obviously the air intake, so it sits like that, and the bolt here for the holder for the hood holder. So like I said, it's going to be bolted now, where I've kind of historically taken that off quite a bit, and with the pop clips it comes off pretty quick, but I guess 4 bolts, that's not so bad either. So let's get that one on. I mean, these look pretty straightforward here, so let's get it going. Okay, so that's the radiator shroud bolted down. The tolerances are tight. It was a little tight on mine. I had to kind of do this side and then kind of pull it a little bit to get those lined up. And definitely This was easiest to do kind of first, I guess, just because it's, you know, it's changing the thickness a little bit, but overall install went pretty good. The hood release was real simple. You see here, this, I just popped right out of this clip. It's a clip, and then it just comes right out of this piece. And I can't see that very well if I do it that way, but it just comes out here. And then obviously you just thread it through and then reconnect that and pinch that piece back in. So that was simple and easy to do. So yeah, there's that one on. So let's we'll get the intake hooked back up next, and then we'll move on. So we're gonna take the pulley cover off here next. That's not the right socket that I need for that. I'm not 100% sure. This feels like it's just a snap clip down here on this end. So we're gonna take this side off first. Kind of see what we're up against here. I suspect that, yeah, it's just it's just a push pin basically into that slot. So easy enough to take off. Okay, I fished the spacer off the top of the skid plate, and then had a thought. And that thought was, this piece here, why don't we put the bolt and such in it ahead of time? So, under this concept, we're going to start on this side. There, washer. Okay, and we're going to bring that snug. Okay, then that under this concept, we'll just snap in. Because I don't have great lighting in my garage, I'll need my flashlight here. And two in. All right. Okay, so with those installed, we're going to move on to the fender shrouds. Now, like I said earlier, you can see I run my wires through my trigger up underneath. I had a nice cutout, but when I went to the 6, the positioning kind of changed. So we're going to pop this off and see how the wiring kind of fits underneath there. Okay, so one set of wires over here I am expecting this side to fit a bit better because of just having the one set of wires. So I'm expecting that to come off real quick, simple and easy. And I'm expecting this side to go on real quick, simple and easy. And I'm gonna have trouble with these wires. Because there's not cutouts or anything on this side. So I think on the driver's side they anticipated some wire maybe, and just didn't give me quite enough for the size of the wire coming off the trigger. But this side, just these two wires are too much. If I pop that up there like that. Okay, let's see. And you know what? It's not the wire, not just the wire. It's also catching on one of my seams here. So again, the tolerances are real tight. And this seam right here, we're hitting on. So that's my pivot point. But let's see if we can get it to snug up and then kind of evaluate it once it's clipped in here. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely a little tight on that seam there. But that's good. It does take care of that wire, holds that nice and clean up there. Okay, so that's all four installed. Okay, so all four installed. Relatively simple to do. Really sets off some of those engine compartments there. I think the major constructive criticism I would have is up here along this side, because I know at least the people I run around with, this is a pretty common place for your switch unit and then wire running up and down that. So I think some larger cutouts for wire, and maybe even like just an up, or several cut-ins if you wanted to do something with allowing it for management. I think that maybe could be improved on a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty slick. It's definitely going to stand out, especially against the plasma yellow. So the red, I think, was the fun choice there. Okay, so there you have it. The Trails by GrimmSpeed engine dress-up kit. Overall, I think it looks pretty slick. I like it. Pretty easy to do. I would say anybody could do this. So completely acceptable first mod in my opinion. For me, it's a little more unusual because this is definitely not an off-road performance enhancing at all. This is purely cosmetic, which is not normally my MO. I have a tendency to lean towards things that I think are gonna help when I'm off-road. And I don't think this will, but it looks cool. So we're gonna go with it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, give me a like and give me a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.